Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Whiskey fam? It's Whisky Wednesday. What am I doing, you might ask? Well, I am going live a little bit early because, among other things, I have some whiskeys to drink. As I was alluding to on Tasty Tuesday the other night, I got a couple picks in the mail from the highly regarded Jack Rose Distillery. No, I'm just kidding. The Jack Rose Dining Saloon in Washington, D.C. Widely regarded as one of the best whiskey bars in America. They claim to have the largest collection of whiskey in the Western Hemisphere. Check out their website. In fact, if you want to see just how amazing this whiskey collection at Jack Rose is, I'll show you. Because they maintain a healthy amount of it on their website. And you can peruse the goodies. I believe on their site, or have they taken down the whiskey book? Yeah. Okay. In the chat is the whiskey book. I used to go to quite frequently in DC. This is the whiskey book of just the incredible amount of whiskeys that they serve at this incredible whiskey bar in Washington, D.C. So I luckily know of a store that does get their hands on some of the picks that Jack Rose does. Jack Rose does bourbon picks. Jack Rose does Scotch picks, etc., etc., etc. And they make them available to buy, so you don't need to live in Washington, D.C. to get your hands on them, which is quite nice because I don't live there anymore. So tonight, I did, like I said, I've done a couple live tastings actually with them. When I was in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Whiskey Society had a pretty nice relationship with them, so we would do some tastings. You'd buy a sample pack of tastings of Jack Rose stuff, and we would do it. And we did a Blanton's, which was incredible. A couple others, but I have. Fast forward, last night I ended my show with a Jack Rose Dining Saloon pick of Bunnahabhain Stoisha Signatory. And what I have tonight, and I'm going to open both of these, are two bottles. And the first one we're going to do, this is from Elixir, the Single Malt of Scotland series. This is a Jack Rose pick of Clynelish Highland Malt, 10 years old, bottled at an incredible 60.4% ABV. Woo-wee. And the second one is over from Ila, also a Single Malt of Scotland pick via Elixir Whiskey Distiller or Whiskey Bottlers. This is a Caol Ila, 13 years old, 59.4% ABV. So, two fresh bottles. Both are going to get uncorked tonight. In the interim, though, I do have some other independent bottlings of Clynelish, which we're going to get into a little bit. But let me see. We got some folks in the chat already, which is great. Our good friend over in Belgium is here. What's up, man? Nice to see you, sir. If you haven't yet, take a sec. Give our friend Gert the subscription over at Whiskey Lovers Society. Great to see you, man. Vancouver, BC, was up. Indy, he's working, but he's hardly working. That's good. Don't work too hard. As we get into these, my Milwaukee Bucks will be tipping off in just about an hour. Probably watch some of that. Why not? Okay. So for the Clynelish, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to compare this, because I've been saying a lot of big praiseworthy comments about Jack Rose and their establishment in picks. So I think it's only apropos that I would compare it to some other signatory bottlings of Clynelish and see just how well this stacks up. So I'm going to get this started right now. First and foremost, we're cracking single malts of Scotland, Jack Rose Dining Saloon, distilled the May 15th, 2011, bottled July 13th, 2021. This is a 10-year-old. The cask type is barrel. One thing I guess we got elixir distillers for is that they do not tell you the actual type of barrel. Now, looking at the color of this, I think it's a safe assumption that this is a bourbon cask, but it would be cool if they just wrote bourbon cask on it. 213 bottles, 60.4%. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me crack this open. And I'll get the other ones poured out. And we're going to do a little Clynelish tasting. Jesus. Sometimes these things are really annoying to get off. Okay. Here we go, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Atlantic Clynelish. Had any indie bottlings of Clynelish? They're not exactly the easiest things to come by. Really, the only Clynelish I ever see, for the most part, is they're 14 years old. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to get this in the glass. I'm going to let this one sit until last. The other ones we're going to pour now. Second, we're going to do this one. So we'll go in order. Let's see. Cask Strength Signatory, and we're going to start things off with the Unchill Filtered Collection Signatory Clynelish. Okay. So Clynelish, Highlands Distillery. I think the only bottling that they have readily available anywhere is their 14 years old, which is bottled at 46%, which is quite nice. They're kind of known for their waxy, fruity flavor palette on these, which is pretty cool. The mouthfeel is really what I think, among just other things, I think is really the primary thing that gets folks most excited about Clynelish. So we're going to start things off with the lowest ABV of this Clynelish taste. But before I do that, what did Whiskey Lovers say? It is going to be hot. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. No doubt. So the first one we're going to do, just as a point of comparison, this is a signatory vintage. Clynelish, distilled 2008, bottled 2019. It is an 11-year-old, matured in first fill bourbon barrels. It's non-chill filtered. It is natural color, because it says so right here on the bottle, which is exactly what you want. And it is bottled at 46% ABV. It comes in one of these classic signatory tubes. Very bare bones. I respect and appreciate it. But this Unchill Filtered Collection, these are all 46%. So here we go. It already looks a little bit cloudy. Wow. Nice, again, fruity. It's kind of like like fruit gum, chewing gum. It's got a nice orchard fruit vibe, so you get a little bit of that apple note. You got some pear happening in here, a little bit of spice, but this is primarily a sweet fruity dram. Everything's really harmonious. It just smells like fresh fruit. A little bit of that oak, a bit of honey. It's a really nice nose. And the other thing I should mention is you get yourself some nice malty characteristics out of this one. Again, this is the lowest ABV of the 3 Clynelishes we're going to do. This is 43% or 46%, 2019. And our boy over in Northern Ireland, it's Whiskey Straight Out. What is up, buddy? How are you, man? It is great to see you. Yeah, I was sick, so I'm kind of feeling like I need to do another live. And yesterday we did kind of a fun live, funky, weird live doing crap whiskey. So it's time to drink some really good whiskey tonight. JK135 is in the house. I was just about to order those Jack Rose picks myself. Can't wait to try these. Man, that is awesome, man. And great to have you in the chat, dude. Cheers. Nice to meet you. Let me know where you're coming from. If you feel like sharing your city, I do like to give shout outs to folks, whether it's their country or their city. So feel free to drop that in the chat. JK135. Great to have you here, man. We got 5 folks in, which is rad. The Jack Rose pick, just by the way, of the Clynelish we're going to get into in about 20 minutes. I got 2 other Clynelishes that we're going to drink for comparison here. Well, we're going to do them in order. We're going to do the noses. So great to hear it out. So this 46%er, again, 2019 signatory, it's really nice. It's not super complicated. It's fruity. Kind of sweet, sugary. It's got a little bit of honey. It's got a little bit of soft spices. All in all, melony, quite nice. Okay, moving on. The second bottle of Clynelish I have here. This is a 8-year-old bottled, handpicked by Binny's Beverage Depot here in Chicago. This is from 2016 bottling, so it was distilled 2008. It's an 8-year, again, bourbon barrel. There's 235 bottles of this. This is 58.8% unchill filtered natural color. So this is a heavy hitter. And that's the color we're looking at. Quite light. Much oakier, spicier. A little bit more earthy. The fruit is not as fruit forward as the 46% signatory. But again, quite nice. I can't complain. NYC, what up, New York City? Man, it can be bad there, but there are some other places that are even worse. You'd be surprised. I used to try to get things from there, man. But it's great to have you in here from New York, man. I used to live in Philly and DC, so sending my signal now from my current hometown, Chicago, Illinois. So again, this Clynelish, a little bit on the earthier side, funkier side, but still maintaining that kind of sweetness, that light fruit note. Okay. And now to the Jack Rose pick. This is, again, not signatory. This is from Elixir, the single malts of Scotland. It is a 10-year-old from Jack Rose. Its cast type is barrel, but we're going to assume that means bourbon barrel. 213 bottles. This one bottled at 60.4% ABV. Again, a bottle selected by Jack Rose Dining Saloon in Washington, D.C. Let's check out the nose. And as you can see, I poured a nice hefty one. Color on this one, much darker than our 8-year-old. 2 years. Look at the difference there. Pretty impressive. And comparing it to the 11-year-old on signatory, about the same. Okay, here we go. Nose. Ooh. Wow, different still. A little bit more oaky, yes, but more balanced. Oh, really nice strawberry, honey, sweet fruits coming through. I like the nose better than the other cast strength. The Binny's one. This is nice. Bit of that oak char. Ooh, wow. Pungent nose at 60%, but still pretty good. Okay, we're going to get into the tasting sec. We got 8 folks in, which is awesome. Again, great to see you, JK, representing NYC. What's good? He's got some Clynelish SMWS. Here, another company that's incredibly new. This is hey, David Hong with the $5 super chat. What's up, man? Solange, buddy. Thank you for that $5 chat. Appreciate you. From Chicago to Illinois, I raise a glass. Solange, I hope you're enjoying a happy hour yourself, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. Sisters in Chicago at the moment. Hey, there you go. Gary K sending his signal. He's still working out in San Francisco. What's up, brother? Yeah, we jumped on a little bit early. Yeah. I wanted to get on a little bit earlier today, number one, because I was done working. Number two, I want to be able to catch some of my friends in Europe, which sometimes I'm a little bit late to seeing, so it's great to see them. Don't worry, Gary. If all goes well, I'll be on for a while. All right. Going in for a tasting. You know what? I'm going to start with the Signatory Clynelish 2019 46% on chill filter collection. This sip goes out to our good friend David Hong in New York City with the $5 chat. I got a $5 drink for you right here, brother. Cheers. God damn. Clynelish, y'all. The thing I really like about this distillery is, especially in these indie bottles, this waxy flavor that they have. There's a waxiness to it. And I don't mean waxy in the way of like, it tastes like plastic. It's like a taffy almost. Great mouthfeel on this 46%. You get a bit of bite. It's coming from oak cask. It's coming from a bit of dark chocolate. But the center event here, sweet bright fruits, vanilla, caramel, honey, toffee, all that good stuff, man. It's all popping here. This bottle, by the way, this is about a $75 bottle. 11-year-old Signatory unchill filter collection. These are lower ABV. 46%. This is a good one. I'm a big fan of this. This is worth your money, even at $80, $90. If you like Clynelish, this is really good. So, David, cheers, man. That's tasty. Okay. I should mention there's a bit of bitterness on the back end of this. We'll see what water does, but oh, no, good. Okay, next up. Another Signatory, but this is the Signatory Vintage Cask Strength. This is bottled in 2016. This is only an 8-year. This is a bottle, again, selected by Binny's Beverage Depot here in my fair city of Chicago, Illinois. Liquor store chain. Bourbon barrel, 58.8%, 8 years old. So it's the youngest, but second highest in ABV. Again, didn't love the nose. The least impressive nose. The most stringent, the most punchy. Here we go with the neat sip. Solange, y'all. Happy Whisky Wednesday. Big, intense flavor. Oh, that's so good. Pineapple, honey. Oh. The bitterness, which is there, and it is a little bit hot. I'm telling you, it's working. It comes in the form of a chocolate roasted cocoa bean or a coffee bean kind of thing, cocoa powder. Again, fruit, bitter, sweet, bitter. That's what you get out of these so far, and it's delightful. Medium finish, little hot, but I mean, come on, it's 58 point whatever, 8%. They don't play. Yeah. This is a good one. The nose was probably my least favorite part of this. And by the way, I do want to share this in advance of the next tasting. So this is the Jack Rose whiskey book. I was able to find it online. They give you a binder, and I mean it's this thick when you show up there to order liquor. This is what they got if folks want to just peruse their selection in your leisure. Boy, so this cast strength Clynelish 8-year-old, this is around $100. So you're paying a bit more for this, despite the lower age, because it is higher ABV. So far, I still think I like the 46% or just a tad better with the 3 extra years. It's a bit more rounded. It's a bit waxier, which again is that Clynelish flavor that texture that I just love. This is a good one, man. Really good one. Okay. Which brings us to my third and final Clynelish neat tasting. And this is the one we just uncorked. The Jack Rose pick, 10 years old, single malts of Scotland from Elixir. 60.4% ABV. I realize that my video might be cutting out a little bit. Am I freezing on y'all? I'm going to wait until somebody says something in the chat. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of a weak internet signal at the moment. Let me double check this. Okay. So this is the pick from Jack Rose did from Clynelish. This is from Elixir, single malts of Scotland. 60.4% bourbon barrel, 213 bottles of this. Oh boy. This might be my first single malts of Scotland, to be honest with you. So here we go. Is Jack Rose picked a barrel that beats the Binnies? Small freezes. Okay. Thank you for the heads up. Let's see if this beats Binnies. On the nose, again, we liked this more than the second one. There's just a creaminess. There's a vanilla. Man. Hang on a second, Joe. This is just being a little bit finicky with me right now. Okay. Here we go. Oh, beautiful. Not unexpectedly has a little heat, but this is beating the cast strength signatory for sure from Binnies. And here's why. Longer development. First, waxier, creamier. The extra 2 years is doing wonders here. The ABV is not even changing it. Oh, that's just delicious. This is about $100, and it is worth it. Finish is great. There's like some orange, tangerine, again, the honey, the crisp, kind of slight citric note, a little bit of that chocolate in the background. But, oh, man, this is so good. 60.4%. Buy it for sure. Some of y'all might be wondering where to get these. I'm going to drop the name of the spot in the old chat ski here. It is one of my favorite shops. They ship literally almost anywhere in the United States. I mean, they ship to Chicago. They would ship to me in Philly even. If you guys want to keep an eye out for great Jack Rose picks, that's the place. This one's really good. Really good. I like this more than the Binnie's 8-year pick for sure. But water. So right now, the Jack Rose pick is 1. The unchill filtered signatory is 2. And third is the 8-year-old. We got 11 folks in, which is awesome. Michael Besley, my boy up in Maryland, is here. I'm going to do both, but we're starting with Clynelish. This guy. Yeah. What's up? I concur. I think I'm still getting a weak signal. Man, what is going on with this? If things get real bad, let me know, y'all. I'll figure out what I can do. I actually have an idea. What happens if I do this? Nope. Not going to do that. All right, we're just going to roll it. Aaron Hardiman's in the house. What up, brother? I don't know how they do it either. It has to be something in how long they it almost makes me wonder if they use unmalted barley. They don't, but it has to do with probably the malting process. Because that waxiness is a texture thing. It's not a flavor thing. Oh yeah, man. You know what's up. Yeah, they have good bottles. They're good bottles. Oh yeah, they do. What's up, man? They do. Dude, they shipped to me when I lived in PA. And PA is all government stores. They'll ship to you. They periodically get Jack Rose picks. Some of the others, I mean, they don't get a great variety of things, but they'll get Jack Rose picks. So that's your place to look. Okay. We're going back into the Clynelish, and we're going to put some water on these bad boys. Starting off with, we're going to start with the Jack Rose pick this time. 3 drop, 4 drops, 5 drops. This is still the winner. Oh, man. It smells like you're in a confectionery candy store. There's a nutty quality. It's fresh. It's vibrant. It's sweet. That is just delicious. Just delicious. This is, again, the Elixir Single Malts of Scotland Jack Rose pick. Here we go with water. A little drying, a little oaky. Still got some spice and some heat. Probably could use a little bit more water, but those flavors are there. Apple, honey, slight cinnamon, sweet fruits, pear, strawberry. It's just killing it. You're going to get heat on a 10-year-old whiskey at 60% ABV. That's just what's going to happen. But boy, oh boy, is that hitting the mark. You know what? I'm just going to bring it down a bit more. I just want to see what it takes to take that heat out. I've probably put 2 teaspoons of water on this now. Man, that smells good. It's still got that fresh cut wood note. How's the video working for y'all? Are we pausing a lot? Is it choppy? How choppy is it? Let me know. Man, this is good. There it is. Killed the heat. It has been replaced by chocolate. It's still there. Not going to knock it out. This is a pretty damn good one, man. Thank you, Aaron Hardman. Good to know. This is a pretty damn good whiskey. Now, the $96.50 plus shipping on this. Is this bottle worth hunting down? You like Clynelish? Yeah. It was going to be fun to play with. It was a bit hot. Coming in, got a lot of spice. $375 5 on this one. So it's not a world beater, but it's good. The next one we're going to go back to with water is the Binny's Pick Signatory Clynelish again. 8-year-old, 58.8% ABV. Let's put some water on this fool and see what we get. This was the least impressive of the 3 so far. 375 on the Binny's Pick. Leo out in the desert. Cheers, man. Whiskey friends in the house too. What up? How you doing, Alan? He's got some SMWS Clynelish. Okay, here we go. 8-year-old. More fresh cut wood. Still getting a little bit sweeter. This is the one that was more earthy and a little more off-putting with the bitterness. Here we go with the taste. Still earthier. Still, this is the least waxy and the least sweet. This one around $85. It's not. It's the most challenging of the 3, and I don't know if it's for the better or the worse. I don't think the water's changed as much. I'm getting a little bit more grapefruit, a little bit more of a citric quality. It's all right. It's all right. It's not bad. Okay. Now we're going to go to water to the Clynelish 11 years old, signatory 2019, 46% unchill filtered collection. This one was second in the neat tasting. Let's see where it goes. I'm going to put a little less water on this. I'm going to do about 4 drops. This one I just felt was a little bit more palatable and well-rounded. Obviously, it's not a cask strength whiskey. Here we go. Now we're back. Sweet vanilla, creamy, pear, melon, orchard fruit, slight backbone of like a rounded allspice nutmeg thing. Fucking great. I even weirdly get like a black olive note out of this. Strange as that sounds. No heat. Creamy. Waxy. God, that mouth feels great about Clynelish. This is a good one. Milk chocolate. This one is out. The Binny's Pick cask strength 8-year-old is out. I think it's really between these two now. So we'll do another tasting of the Jack Rose Pick versus the Clynelish unchill filtered signatory, and then of course we are going to get into the Caol Ila. Okay, here we go. Oh man, there's a nice like little bit of an herbal note in this 46% or too. I really like Clynelish. I was a late comer to this, but it's all making sense now. I don't really, if you asked me to describe Highland style, I really couldn't do it for you, especially comparing it to like Speyside. I think a lot of this stuff is just kind of like lore and marketing fluff. Obviously, Islay has its own style, but like Highland, Lowland, Speyside, I don't know. I think there's too much other variables bringing variety to this that it's difficult to really pull out a quote-unquote signature Highland style, signature Speyside style. I don't know. I'm a skeptic on this. Whether you agree with me or not, that's okay. But the point that I wanted to make more broadly is that the difference between these three is significant. Oh, man. JK, I am humbled. Thank you so much. With the $20 super chat, buying you a dram for suffering through last night's tasting for us. I watched the replay. It was awesome. I'm pretty sure Sazerac brought like 50 Canadian flavor brands. Fireballs rebranded success. Seriously, yeah. It was fun, man. I had a really good time. It was humbling. It reminded me just of why I would rather spend a little bit more on good whiskey. You get what you pay for. I deeply appreciate it, man. It goes a long way. So thank you so very much. JK out in NYC. This dram is for you. Jack Rose, 10 years old. Here we go. Clynelish. Well, we've put double the water on this. It is 60.4%. It's really hitting. This is the winner. So price-wise, again, the Unchill Filter Collection, this is a annual release you can get from Signatory. Probably got to look overseas. Good luck finding in the States. Maybe you can. $75. The Benny's pick here, the 8-year-old, this was $85. This one was $96, and it's awesome. You just got to know what you're doing. If you're going to mess around with young cask strength whiskeys like this, you really got to know. You got to play with water. You can't judge it by its neat, by its cover. And this one so far this is the winner. The finish is longer. The heat is toned down. You put enough water on it, it's really hitting the right spot, man. This is just a damn good pick. And when you get into independent bottlings, I mean, you are asking for a much more singular whiskey experience. When I shouldn't even be the one that has to talk too much about this because I can't talk about it as clearly as Ralphie. Ralphie just happens to have just started a little independent bottling thing where he's drinking them and just did a video telling the difference. Go check it out. What he has to say about this, I think, is absolutely true. I mean, if you're new to whiskey, you are getting a very singular experience with these independent bottlings. They're cask strength. They're funkier. They're going to challenge your palate a lot more. And if you're not in the right place to fully indulge in that, they're not going to be necessarily great experiences for you, independently of whether or not they're good whiskeys. So start with the Clynelish 14. But I'll tell you right now, these other picks here, these are fun. Most of y'all, I'm sure, who are tuned in have been around the block a few times. Even at their youth, these are damn good whiskeys. So yeah, Jack Rose pick is the winner. Shocker. Followed by the closely, and I'd say this is still a 375. I would just take the Jack Rose slightly over this. This is the Unchill Filtered Signatory, Unchill Filter Collection Signatory 46%er. Third place on the Clynelish tasting is the Benny's Signatory Vintage Cask Strength 2008. This one, I think, is around that 3.35 range, so a little bit lower. Maybe 3.25. It's above average, but not by much. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. If you want to phonetically type that out, I'll get it right. I promise. Never pulled on the Caol Ila Clynelish's, but I guess I'll pick them up tomorrow or something. If you're super, if you can, we're going to get into the Caol Ila. The Clynelish, I think, is good now. It's at $100. If you like this profile, this is the one that you gotta. This is the one you gotta do. It's worth it, but around $85. What did I say? $90 or whatever this was. $90. It's a Jack Rose pick. Northern California's in the house. It's D-Pass. What up, Donner? If you missed it last night, your winnings from the Patreon raffle are en route. Michael Besley inspired me to pour a Signatory Cannell pick Lefroy 1998. Oh, hell yeah. That sounds great. I'm honest. Obao Taku. Yeah, I've dropped by often on the way from work. Really like that place. They're good, honest oak. Yes. For my first single malts of Scotland indie bottle, I'm pretty impressed. I like Clynelish. I do like these. Okay. We're going to move on to Caol Ila. What time is it? Tip off is 15 minutes. Okay. Maybe I'll stick around for a bit of the tip off too. Why not? Who cares? Let's make sure I get that right. Obao Otaku. Okay. I'll make sure I get that right. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. So the second Jack Rose pick. A pretty standard approach, if you ask me, of a very popular independently bottled whiskey. And that is Caol Ila. Clynelish and Caol Ila Distillery, if you don't know, heavily peated, yes. What are they mostly known for? Well, most of their production goes into blends. But they do have some independent bottling, or they do have some regular bottlings that come from their distillery. They have a 12, they have a 15 unpeated, they have an 18, they have a 25, a 30, 35. They're all bottled at relatively low ABVs. They're middling in their deliciousness. I personally think the 12 is not good. It's overpriced for sure, and definitely, and price matters. If you don't include price in your review, I don't know how you cannot, but Caol Ila 12 is a glaring example of a Islay whiskey that is not worth its price tag. However, where Caol Ila really shines, in addition to in blends, is in their independent bottlings. And if you look at the independent bottlers across Scotland, Gordon and MacPhail, Berry Brothers and Rudd, Signatory, Cadenheads, and Elixirs, Single Malts of Scotland, guess what? There's tons of Caol Ilas. And for a little bit, sometimes less than their 43% crap 12-year-old, they put a ton of cast strength 10, 12, 13-year-old releases into independent bottlings that if you can get your hands on them, you'd be well positioned to do so if you want to enjoy heavy peated whiskey. So, look, I got a healthy amount of Caol Ila, independent bottled Caol Ila after I had a Berry Brothers and Run 11-year-old, sealed the deal. If you're going to drink Caol Ila, I think indie bottle is the way to go. And what I got here is a pick from Jack Rose again, Single Malts of Scotland. This is a 13-year-old, 260 bottles, 59.4% ABV. It's bourbon barrel. It's going to be amazing. And it's in hogsheads. So medium-sized barrels. I don't know if it's first fill or not. Really excited to open this, though. This is how you drink Caol Ila. As far as their regular bottlings go, I do have the 12, again, which is I do not recommend. I have the 15 unpeated. I got to open that. I have a distiller's edition, which is a muscat finish. I have a 25, which is, while only at 43%, still pretty good. But again, it's a 25-year-old whiskey. I have a bunch of their Fessio releases, but the rest I got in a Delphi, Sherry Cask, indie bottling. I have a Gordon MacPhail Discovery, and then this one here. I think there's actually another one back there. These are really easy to get in the independent bottling world. And you do yourself a big favor to do it. Because they're just so much better than what you'll mostly get on average from their regular stuff. So let me just catch up on the chat here. Standard Caol Ila in the area is $75-$80. Insane. It's expensive considering. Yes. Right there. That is exactly correct. You're out of your mind. The 12 is not even that good, and this is another reason why. Just avoid it if you can. Even if you have only Total Wine in your area, Total Wine is going to have at least a Berry Brothers and Road pick. Boas and bow tie. Okay, gotcha. One shot for every Giannis basket. Or Grayson Allen, right? Grayson Allen is the guy who's killing it. Who are the Bucks playing today? Chicago Bulls. It's elimination time for the Bulls, and they're about to get eliminated. There's no way they're winning this game today. Not after what's happened in the series. Yikes, sir. Got to pull for the Bulls. Wife's from Chicago. Well, do your thing. I understand. Crack that Bacalta. Nice. That's cool. I've never had the 18. I've heard about it, though. I loved it and bought 2 extra. Opens up beautifully. Okay. Besley's had his hands on this bad boy already. Yeah, that's how those private cast Glenmore juice go. It's annoying. Okay. Here we go. So now that I've given you the spiel on Caol Ila, heed my words. The minute you buy yourself an independent bottle in Caol Ila, you'll say to yourself, unless it's a real old one, why would you ever buy a young? And I like young peated whiskey because I like it to be nice and punchy. And this, for right around the same price, this is $85. The regular 12 at 43% from the distillery is like $75 right now. $10 more for literally 16% more ABV. We don't need to go much further. And this is non-chill filtered and natural color. Here we go. Caol Ila. Oh, I can smell it already. Delicious. Soft, but yet intense. There's a lot of peat smoke, bubble gum. Oh. Citric, fruit flavors, grassy. This is, it says it's just a hogshead. I'm assuming this is all bourbon and probably first fill. We'll see on the palate. Oh, that's nice. So intense. So much peat. It's peatier than it is smoky. But it's really just kicking on all cylinders. Okay, here we go. Oh, man. There's almost like a yeasty bread note to this, too. Or like a slightly anise. It's really nice. 1 second, y'all. Okay. Here we go. Jack Rose, Caol Ila, single malt of Scotland, 13 years, 59.4%. It's a bonfire. It arrives with a medium body, oily, sweet on the caramel vanilla, slight kind of like whipped creamy note. Then you get this heavy, intense chili pepper, oak, peat, fiery punch in the face. Little hints of cinnamon, red hot cinnamon. A little bit of that herbal grassy note. Medium long finish, sweet, creamy. Just really, really nice. Oh, man. The smoke comes in a lot more on the back end. Hell yeah. 80 or $95. Oh man, there's like a nice green apple melony kind of pear quality to God. I love independent bottled Caol Ilas. There's such a breath of fresh air with Ila. You know, you get a little tired of the Ardbeg core range. The Lefroy core range is so I love Lefroy, but it's like, I don't know. What do you buy, right? The Lore is a pricey bottle. The quarter cask is like okay. The 10, unfortunately, not all that great. The Select is definitely not that great. Like, what do you buy? You got the Kilhomans, which are solid. Lagavulin is like overpriced now too. This blows the door off of Lagavulin 8. These independent bottle Caol Ilas are dark horses, man, for that classic, uncompromised Islay whiskey that you just have become increasingly more difficult to get your hands on. Especially if you've been around the block for a while and have been tasting a lot of different ones. I mean, you just, there's only so many times you want to drink Corey Freck. This is really good. Serious Islay whiskey right here. I'm going to go in for a second neat sip. Interesting through line between the two Jack Rose picks. I would hate to think that I can figure out how the barrel pick selector's palate works, but what I would say is they like that sweet, elongated initial development, which comes in the form of kind of a bourbon cask. These are both bourbon cask. They're on the sweeter side, they're on the more confectionery side, and they're on the slightly fruitier side before the intensity comes in. Similar thing between these two. Wonderful spring Islay whiskey. I mean, this is not a necessarily dead of winter Islay dram. This is something you can really enjoy in warm weather because it just has these kind of fruit elements, the slight citric note. There's just a lot of good things happening in this whiskey. And it's another good one. For sure. Young, intense. I will say, if I was going to say there's one negative thing about this, yeah, I mean, it's 60 or 59.4%. So what am I really saying when I say this? But it could pull back a little. And the reason I say that is because, and we will put water on it, but I feel like the more ABV it gets on these young whiskeys, the shorter the transition between the like development and the transition to the finish. I feel like hopefully water is going to extend that a little bit, which we're going to try in just a second here. But I mean, it's a single cask. Again, I'm splitting hairs here. All right. Give me just a sec here, y'all. I'm going to put water on this whiskey in just a hot second. We got 13 folks in. It's great to see everybody here on a Whisky Wednesday. I am going to hang out for a little while. We got Bucks Bulls tip-off game 5 happening in just a sec. I'm going to have this on in the background. I just need to find my stream site and get this bad boy moving. I would prefer not to miss any of it. Wow, there's a nice white chocolate thing coming in here too. This is a really nice finish. I just wish it stuck around a little bit longer before it got to it. But again, I mean, what do you expect from a 13-year-old whiskey? All right. Let's get some water on this bad boy. I have a feeling one or two of these might end up in the next Patreon raffle giveaway. Because these are a lot of fun. I apologize for me not talking right now. I'm just trying to make sure I get this thing on properly, and it's being a little bit on the annoying side. Let's go. My Bucks are going to repeat this for y'all. No, maybe not. I'll have to figure this out. Anyways, let's get back to the whiskey. I don't want to belabor this too much. Okay, so what I'm really looking for here with the water, and this is something that I think, generally speaking, you should be able to expect with water, is that it's gonna equalize things a little bit. It's gonna bring out a little bit more of the subtleties, and it is going to extend that palate a little bit, so we're not just going directly into the intensity. So let's see where it goes. So far on the nose, still a lot of nice spice, gingery, citric, herbal, sweet, all the good stuff. Here we go. Perfect. Extends that development. More lemon lime, more citrus, a little bit creamier. It's exactly what you want to see. Now the finish isn't just ash and smoke and citrus. It's more, it's bringing out some more of the oaky elements, chocolate, coffee. Yeah. Definitely, man. Oh, that's good. I mean, I would be hard pressed to not go 4 out of 5 on this, and the reason is again strictly because of the cost. I mean, this is a sub 100. I mean, it's 95, but it's a sub $100 whiskey. It brings an intensity that is just genuine, full of character. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what are you supposed to do with this? How does this? I mean, how does anything else even compare? Independent bottle Caol Ilas, man. Daniel just said he loved. Yeah, I'm with you, man. 100%, 100%. They're just special, man. They're just special. They give you so much for a price that, quite frankly, you know, again, this is $10 more than the regular 12-year-old Caol Ila. I mean, just to put it in context, I mean, that's crazy. That one's at 43%. This is so much better. One sec, y'all. I'm getting a little bit of weird feedback. Let's see here. Yeah, unfortunately, I've just not had enough of them. Daniel can give you and give everybody else a lot of insight into those. He's got a lot of he's got a bunch of the SMWS stuff.
Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action kills weeds, prevents crabgrass.
This Caol Ila, though, there's even like a meaty quality that's coming through to it, which is great. I'm really enjoying it. Richie's, he's in the house. We're on the second one. Caol Ila 13. We just did the Clynelish compared to a couple other independent bottlings, and the Jack Rose one won. It's great to see you, man. That I believe it. Yeah, I believe. I'm looking forward to that. Whiskey Nose is in the house. What's up, brother? Cheers. Marty with the party. Donner Pass, last day of work before vacation. Out of here in 3.5 hours. And he's got big vacation plans. We are all very eager to hear him. Ireland, Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. He's got some stuff going on. Anyone have any insight into why Diageo is releasing special Caol Ila edition stateside? It's almost as if have their film. Oh, it's stopped. Are you talking about like the distillers edition? That I'm not sure about. I never see Caol Ila distillers editions in the States. I always, if I ever buy any, they're got to be overseas. Oh, that's good. Okay. This is a 4 out of 5. I got to get some more water. I will return. I have a Delphi sherry cask Caol Ila, which I absolutely love. Give me just a second, y'all. Oh, yes. The Milwaukee Bucks, Deer District. They're filling up in Milwaukee for Game 5. Let's do this. I'll be right back. All right. The Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee is filled with Bucks fans. It's Game 5. The Chicago Bulls are about to have their playoffs ended. We all know it's coming. I'm going to enjoy this. But we're not going to spend too much time talking about this. We are going to spend our time talking about whiskey. But I will chime in here and there. So didn't expect it. Okay. So, what is the summary here? High praise for these Jack Rose picks. They're quite delicious. They come in at moderate prices. I'm digging it. Yeah, that I believe. JK just said, we don't get Caol Ila Distillers Edition, but also it's not part of their special releases like the Legacy. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so you're talking about like those annual Diageo releases, like they do like the Oban and the Royal Bracla and all that. There's not a Caol Ila version. You're right. I've never seen it at least. There's also not a, is Caol Ila, there's not a Craigenmore, or did they do a Craigenmore? That might be the only one. Jesus, Giannis. This game is over. I'm a fan of Milwaukee, man. Whatever Milwaukee needs, we'll be there for them. Is there a Craigenmore special edition that they do? I don't remember if that's the case. Maybe Caol Ila is the only one that they don't have a special release of. And why wouldn't they, for that matter? They have the Lagavulin. They have the Oban. They have the Royal Bracla. They have the Lochnagar. The Lochnagar. Giannis already on the free throw line. It's going on for less than a minute. They have I think they have everything but I think they do have a Craigmore. Oh, Daniel just said Craigmore special bottles, but I don't think that they have the annual cast strength Diageo. I mean, I know the Talisker and all of that shit. I wonder why they don't do a Caol Ila. You would think it would be big money. I mean, clearly they're. I mean, you saw what they did with the Lagavulins last year, where they had they had the 12, and then they do that like 26-year-old or whatever. It's like $70,000. I don't know. Yeah, that's curious. Not that I'm aware of. The Diageo here, hang on. So for 2021, Lagavulin 26, Lagavulin 12, the Singleton 19, Cardew 14, Mortlock 13, Talisker 8, Oban 12, Royal Lochnagar 16. So they didn't do a Caol Ila. I don't think they've ever done a Caol Ila. Are there any other distilleries owned by Diageo that aren't part of this? Man, you got me wondering. I don't know. Anyways, moving along. I think what would be a good comparison to do here now, and I know they're apples and oranges to a degree, but we can still test quality, is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Caol Ila 12-year-old first fill Oloroso Sherry Hogshead. Look at that. This is about $120. This is from Adelphi. So comparing this again with the Jack Rose 13. Obviously, the flavor is going to be apples and oranges. But what we will get is a sense of their quality and their development. Is Adelphi bringing the thunder more than Elixir, single malts of Scotland? At only $20 more, and it's a 12-year-old Caol Ila, my answer is probably going to be yes. Let's see. We're going to start with the Sherry Cask Caol Ila. There is something magical about a heavily peated Islay whiskey that has been fully matured in a sherry cask. Rich bonfire. It smells like somebody lit your mom's potpourri on fire. Tons of fruit. This one, by the way, is bottled at a robust 53%, so a bit less. Fuck, that's good. Everybody's paused for a second. Richie Z's got a question. Richie, I have a bottle back there of the 15 unpeated. I have not even opened it yet. So no, I can't say I have. I have heard good things. I've not done it. So unfortunately, I can't make an apt comparison. These castings are getting in my head a little bit, y'all. Give me a second to formulate a sentence. Do you want to try an SMWS Caol? You could try to. Yeah. Is it in your box, though? Is it in the box you sent me? Because that box is holding up this laptop right now. I could get it, but we would need to take a brief intermission. In fact, I don't even know why I still have that box under there. I could use this. I know, bro. I know. Should I open it tonight? Should we do that one? Richie? Should we try it unpeated? I don't know. I don't think so because I'll be honest, the peat and the sherry of this is just so overwhelmingly good. It's hard to say. If you ever, and I'm just going to throw this out here, y'all. If you ever find yourself staring in a liquor store at a bottle of full sherry matured independent bottling of Caol Ila, buy it without hesitation because this is awesome. Subtle. It's not overpowering. It's not like a Glendronach where it's just like a full sherry bomb. It's a sherry bomb, but the flavors are like at 6 volume, not at 10. It's that good. Now, going back to the bourbon cask. Wonderful. You pick up more subtlety with the bourbon cask. It's so good. But the Caol Ila reigns supreme. The Caol Ila Adelphi reigns supreme. I mean, again, look at this, y'all. Look at it. show me a sherry matured Caol Ila that you found before. They're hard to find. Do it. Do it. When Richie Z's in the house, we got to follow his lead because he's the man. Caol Ila deserves the Tuesday itself. Yeah, definitely. You bet, sir. I'll get to it, though. Thank you for reminding me. Pull out A in the unpeated. Pull out A in the unpeated. All right. This is going to be a little annoying for a second, y'all, so just bear with me. Fuck this Adelphi. This is a 4.25, if not a 4.5. It's that good. It reigns supreme. 1 second, y'all. I gotta make some improvisational decisions here. Okay. Sit tight. My laptop stand was on top of a box, which I just realized was Daniel's. And so I want to fix that really quick and switch it out with this Redbreast 27 box because I need this to be a little higher than my stand goes. Okay. That wasn't too painful, was it? How are we looking here? 1 second. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. I'm so pissed I slept on that Adelphi. I think it's all gone. It's probably all gone now. I would just say, future reference. I mean, if I felt the same way. I just was like, when I saw that full sherry, I was like, fuck, I got to get this. All right, we're going to do it. We're going to throw it in the mix. Ha! Brooke Lopez, Jesus, and one. The Bulls are so done. I mean, they're phoning it in anyways. I mean, they're too injured. All right, I got to open up this box. We're going to throw another Caol Ila into the mix. We're going to see what SMWS has to bring. Right now, we got a Jack Rose bourbon pick from Single Malts of Scotland going. We got a Adelphi 12-year-old full sherry cask. Look at the packaging that this guy brought. Look at this, dude. Look at this. My man, Daniel. You got to tell me what the code is on it, dude, because these all look like they're coded. There's SA, SC, SE. Excellent. Yeah, which one? BA, SB, ST. You gotta tell me which one it is, dude. Giannis. This game is already, I'm telling you, it's over. I hope you, I feel bad for the Bulls fans. They made good strides, but you're going up against Giannis. I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, there comes Grayson Allen again, killing everybody all the way to the hoop. Jesus. Grayson Allen, man. The most hateable guy ever. Literally just went paint to paint on that. Essay is what I want. Okay. So this is Daniel. Okay, here it is. So give us the tail of the tape in the chat, because we're for folks who are just joining in, we are gonna add a single malt of Scotland Caol Ila pick to this, what has now become a serious Caol Ila tasting. We got 3 Caol Ilas going. We have Adelphi sherry cask, full sherry cask, 12 years old, 53% ABV. We have Jack Rose pick of single malt of Scotland from Elixir, 13-year-old bourbon cask, 59.4% going. And then this third one, yeah, dude, he's a monster. Yeah, right. Peter White. Look who's in the house. It's Mr. White. The party doesn't start until Peter White is here. How you doing, brother? It is great to see you, sir. All right, Daniel, you drop the tail of the tape of this SMWS Caol Ila into the chat. I'm going to get this thing poured, and we are going to do a comparison with these 3, and we're going to see what the Single Malt Whiskey Society's got to say. Can they compete? Oh, shit. Good question. Single malt whiskeys. Okay, so this is a single malt whiskey. This is SMWS, not SMOS. Okay. So we're going to do a single malt whiskey society. It's a Clynelish. Oh. Okay, well, shit. Okay, hang on. There's a solution to this problem. Let me just finish this. So we're gonna go head to head, Clynelish, $16 to $7. Yeah, this game is over already. Giannis, huge block. Oh God. The Bucks are absolutely just embarrassing the Bulls right now. This brings joy to my heart. Okay. So SA is a Clynelish. Single malt whiskey society. Scotch was whatever the fuck it's called. Oh, look, Grayson Allen again. It is now 18 to $7, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Fiserv Forum is just, they're all laughing at the Chicago Bulls. As they should be. They're phoning it in. They know this series is over. And Grayson Allen almost just had a steal and another brick by the Bulls. Rebound Bucks. Drew Holiday. Push. And he's going to the paint. It's embarrassing. And he makes it in double coverage. He makes it with the pick and roll by Brook Lopez. This is over. Okay. I'm putting the Caol Ila single malts of Scotland. I'm sorry. Scotch Malt Whiskey Association. Society. Pick in 1. And then I am doing the Clynelish Jack Rose 10-year-old pick. It is 20 to 10 bucks. Into another one. Daniel, you said this is an 8-year-old Clynelish, so we're doing an 8-year-old Clynelish versus the Jack Rose 10-year-old Clynelish. Okay. I agree with you. I think that's the case. SMWS 26161 Clynelish 8-year-old first fill bourbon 60.9. Okay. In my right hand, Clynelish this. Eight years, 60.4. In my left hand, Jack Rose pick Elixirs single malts of Scotland, Clynelish 60.4% bourbon barrel, 10 years. Here we go. I'm starting with the single malt Scotch Malt Whisky Society. What is it? SMW Scotch Malt Whisky Society. It sounds like a dunce. Here we go. Ooh. It smells like glazed ham. There's a smoky quality, like a slightly, not smoky, but a slightly meaty, savory quality to this. Waxy, vanilla, taffy, sweet bitter, just like we got on the other Clynelish. Smells nice. Here we go. Oh, man. Velvety smooth. The bite comes in on the back end, just like the others. But for no water, really nice long development on that. And even at 8 years old, I think this is besting my Jack Rose pick here. Here we go. Much more fusty, fresh cut wood. These Clynelish picks, I mean, we're talking just a couple years difference between all the ones we've done, y'all. And there are major differences. These indie bottlings. This is why I was saying in the beginning and why I was telling folks to check out Ralphie's recent videos on this. If you're trying to get into independent bottlings or want to learn more about it, he is the authority to go to on this because he's making the real point that, like, these are single cask. These are for people who are not acclimated to this stuff, who have not done the regular labels. These are whiskeys that are just not going to, like, fully make sense sometimes. And without the proper apprenticeship time, you really aren't going to fully appreciate or understand how to judge these. Grayson Allen, huge 3 over 2 people. This guy is the MVP of the league. Oh, no, that was Connaughton. It was the other way, too. It is 23 to 10 bucks. This is embarrassing. Another brick by the Bulls. Okay, here we go. This is the Jack Rose Clynelish. Giannis to the hole. Nobody can stop him. They don't even try. It is 25 to 10 bucks.
Minute mark of this first quarter. In the corner, the lefty, Derek Jones Jr., able to finally hit one. They've had some open looks, Coach.
Okay. Neat. I have to tip my hat to the one Daniel's pick. It's just got a bit longer development. It's not quite as punchy. It's not quite as youthful. And I think for a Clynelish, I'm preferring that. Daniel, would you mind sharing, like, average, like, what is the cost of one of these bottles? of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society Clynelish 8 that you just poured. I think this edges the Jack Rose pick. It's not enough to go to a 4 out of 5. I think this is still 3.75 out of 5 type whiskey, but we'll see what water does. But wow, huge brick by the Bulls. This game is over. I don't, Giannis, double coverage, takes the foul. Bucks are already up by 12. Yeah. Okay. Color-wise, the SMWS looks a little more colorful despite... Is this first fill? Let me go back to what he was saying. How is that Adelphi been eyeing a bottle out in West Alberta? Buy it. If you're talking about the Adelphi Caol Ila 12 first fill sherry, buy it. Absolutely. Buy it, Peter. If you like a peated sherry whiskey, buy it for sure. Okay, here are the specs. 8-year first fill bourbon, 6. Okay. I think this SMWS bottle has leaked out. Just tell me what the cost was, because we're going to figure that out. Besley's out. Cheers, man. Take care. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for swinging through. The Caol Ila, or I'm sorry, the Jack Rose bottle is a bit more. It's younger. It smells a little bit younger, even though it's older. It smells younger compared to this single malt or Scotch Whiskey Association. This one smells creamier, fuller. This is the winner for sure. Similar elements, again, bitter, sweet. But this Jack Rose one just picked from Elixir it smells a little bit more foosty. Okay, here we go. I'm really excited, eager to hear what Daniel's got to say about the price on this. These are both young whiskeys. They are both punching right on their weight. Having 8-year Clynelish single malt of Scotland lower proof than the one you're drinking right now, but 71 kg. It's a great price. $100 with taxes. Okay. Yeah, this SMWS bottling is better. I find it a little bit more well-rounded. Connaughton with another 3. $29.16. First quarter's about 10. The Jack Rose pick is really good. For $5 more, if you can get the SMWS, I would go with that. But this is first of all, the SMWS is way better than the Benny's pick that I have. That one is too earthy. I like earthiness, but it's too sharp. This one has much better cask influence, and I think it's because of the first fill bourbon. This is definitely working better. Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, Daniel, thank you for this sample. This is legit. I mean, the nose difference, the Jack Rose one smells so much more like fresh wood. This smells more rounded, more homogenized, more waxy. Giannis is on the line. One sec, Cal. Giannis might be hurt. He fell on his hand weird. That's not good. He seems to be okay. He's going back in, but yeah. He wants to end this series. Fun story about the Bucks coach. He can be found at random towny bars in downtown Milwaukee on his off days, drinking at an early time. Apparently, he's quite the boozer. If you're ever in Milwaukee and stop into the bar called the Roman Coin, you may run into the Bucks head coach hanging out there, sipping Pabst Blue Ribbons, allegedly. This SMWS bottling from is a 4 out of 5. At the $100 mark, if you could buy these, I would recommend it. This is better than the Jack Rose pick even, but I know these are harder to get your hands on. Yeah, those older Clynelish are. There's a 23-year-old signatory Clynelish that I've been keeping my eye on for a while now. That's like it's like $270 or something, but for whatever reason, it's constantly hyped as like one of the best. Like a 23-year-old Clynelish. I think there might be some sherry cask in it. I'm just, goddamn. I really want to buy it. Giannis just went to the hole, got fouled again. It is now 33-18 Bucks. Second round, here we come. Oh, yeah. That's going to happen. The Bulls are done. I mean, they don't even – they're too injured. Levine's out. They're done. Look, it was a good season for the Bulls. I think the NBA is a better product with a good Chicago basketball team. It's the third biggest city in the United States. I mean, you want a good Bulls team. But they're not. I mean, they're not even in the same league as Milwaukee right now. Nor will they be. As long as Giannis plays on the Bucks. Are you kidding me? The Bucks team is huge. They're exponentially better. Wow, that's good. Hats off to you, Daniel. Really nice whiskey. Okay. All right, y'all. I was thinking I would stick around all the way until the half, but these cast strength whiskeys are getting to me a little bit, so I gotta get on manner mode a bit and tone things down. So with that, I want to thank everybody for hanging out. A little impromptu show. Keep an eye out Friday. If you're not a Patreon supporter, my last review of Independent Bottle April is going to drop. It is a Port Charlotte 14-year-old whiskey from That Boutique Whiskey Company. Keep an eye out for that. If you are on Patreon, it's already in your email inbox. Check it. Other than that, I'll be back next week. I'll have the next live posting for next week's Tuesday show coming up soon. I'm still trying to figure out what it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a good one. So again, I want to give a shout out to David Hong. Thank you very much for the super chat. There was another super chat way back when, and I want to make sure that I get the names right because, sometimes these things fly by you. It was David Hong with the super chat, and it was our good friend JK135. Appreciate you all throwing some bones down on the show, man. It means so very much to me. It goes pretty damn far to making this show continue to do what it's doing and gives me the ability to think bigger, which is awesome. So much love to everybody. I appreciate y'all. Go Bucks. I'm sorry if you're a Bulls fan. I know we got at least one person in the house whose wife's a Bulls fan. So I feel you. Keep it on the hush hush. Go Bucks. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Slunch of man. Stay safe, people.